Buff Nation, what up? BWB, my bandwagon buffs. Good day. Welcome to TLP Live, the pop-up show. This is the Transfer Portal pop-up show. I am going live so that we can talk about the transfer portal and all of the moving pieces that are either coming in or going out of Colorado football or Colorado's football program. So welcome to the show. This is a pop-up show, and it's going to be very brief. It's not going to be as long as our regular live shows. I'm going to give you some pertinent information. We're going to talk about it. And then I'll be out of your way so that you can continue on to your day. All right, guys. At the top of your screen, you'll see jointlplive@gmail.com. The email again is jointlplive@gmail.com. That's how you call into the show. If you were somebody with information, you like to speak you have a great personality, a jovial one or whatever, data fill one, you want to call into the show, email me at that email, and then I'm going to send you a link. You come onto the panel, and we can discuss whatever we're talking about. We can discuss. But you are live now with Harry B. You're watching TLP Sports Club. That's the YouTube channel. The show that you're watching on this channel, it's called TLP Live. It's like a TV station where you get the TV channel, but they have different type of programming. This specific one is TLP Live. We just happen to be, we're on Mondays, Monday Night Football, and then we're on Fridays for Free for All Fridays, where we discuss Colorado football. This one, April the 16th, the transfer portal, the NCAA college football transfer portal has opened up for business. There is going to be, I believe it's going to be either 15 or 30 days. Quickly forget the information, but it's going to be on for several days. The transfer portal is basically a free agency portal where college athletes, student athletes, can get into the transfer portal. They will go to their school and they will request to be transferred. And then the administrator of that portal will go through all the information and then make sure their classes, everything's okay, everything's correct. And then they will enter their name into the transfer portal. The student athlete can request not to be contacted, or they can leave that open, and they can say, okay, you can contact me, XYZ school. Some students already know where they're going. You're not supposed to have any type of communication or contact from any recruiter, coach, or otherwise from any school if your name is not entered into that transfer portal or prior to your name being into that transfer portal. Now, obviously, this is life and things happen, and that's what happens. Your name may be into that transfer portal, but your name may not be entered into the transfer portal, and somehow, some way, you've had communication with some type of coach. I don't know how that works. Call it tampering, poaching, whatever you want to call it, but the rules are the rules, and if you want to transfer, that's how you do it. All right? That's free agency. You are declaring that you no longer want to be on that team. You want to be transferred to another school. Just like the professional rings where, you can declare your free agency. Once your contract is up, you can request a trade. Same thing here is happening in college football. So here we are. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the live. A lot of you are at work. This is not my regular time that I do my live. So I don't really expect my normals to be here, but thank you anyways for joining me. And if you are at work, just make sure you turn down the volume or put on your ear pods or whatever so that you don't get into trouble. I'm a Christian man. I don't condone anybody not doing their work and watching me, but such is life. It is what it is, like the young kids say. So there's a lot of movement. There's a lot of interesting things going on, and I want to start with this. I'm about to play something for you. Because this is a Colorado station. I want to play this for you. Oh, Colorado, Colorado. I just want to let you know that Colorado football is the hottest team spinning anywhere, everywhere. No matter how you look at it, I don't care if you're Alabama, Georgia, you've won 10 straight national championships. Nobody cares because Colorado's the hottest thing spinning. That's going to upset somebody. I'm a tugger. All right. Nobody cares if you won 10 in a row. Your team is not as hot as Colorado. It's just that simple. Okay. Deal with it. It is what it is, as the young folks would say. Oh, man. Deal with it. That's all it is. Just deal with it, bro. It ain't my fault. All right. We don't make the rules. We just abide by the rules. Okay. Oh boy. Hello, Shirley. You're the first one that I see. I don't know how the chat is working right now, but you're the first one that I see. So hello, Shirley. Press the like button. Let's invite other people to come and join the chat. People are working, so I get it. It's a pop-up show. But on your screen, I have some information there. But that's not the one that I want right now. Let's see. Give me a second, guys. I want to put another one up here. Let me stop sharing this one for a second. This one is very funny, and I wanted to share this one with you. It's kind of funny. How y'all doing today? Is your work day going fine? If you are in the if you're watching after the live, I want you to tell me, yes, Harry B, my work day, work week is going fine. And I hope y'all like working at where you're working. Cause that's one thing. When I was in the 9 to 5 world, it was one of those things. If you're working for somebody else is something serious, something interesting. All right, let me see if I can share this. Hit that present button. Okay, not that one. Okay. The first thing I want to we're going to be talking about. I have some information about who's available in the transfer portal. The best, the best available players in the transfer portal. What's up, Samuel Flowers? The transfer Samuel, I couldn't wait till Friday. The transfer portal is open and these streets are hot. And I feel like these streets needed my voice to kind of cool things down or to make it even hotter. That's why we're going live. That's why we're doing a pop-up. Is you're blessed when you can do this full time and you can pop up in the studio anytime you want. That's the blessing that I have. And I take full advantage of my blessings. What's up, Phil So Real? What's up, my guy? So yeah, so give me a second. All right, let me see what's going on here. Okay, we're gonna copy that and we're gonna delete and we're gonna delete. And then we're gonna come back over here and we're gonna paste this in here. Okay, go back to that. And then here we go. Let's transfer this over here. How are you guys doing at work? Is everybody good? Thank you for joining me, by the way, on my pop-up. This lets me know that, whenever I go live, you guys are with me. But you know that when you come here, there's always going to be information provided to you. So it's not just somewhere I'm just going live just because I like to stare at myself on the camera, even though I got a pretty face. This dark chocolate is it's contagious. Here we go. Here we go. Y'all ladies love this dark chocolate. All right. Here we go. All right. So the screen that you're staring at, this video, let me see. It's playing, but it's not playing. This video that you're staring at, it says that Khalil Benson and David Connor go at it in practice over running drills. Khalil says, "I'm here to take your spot. You've been here." I love the energy. The only thing you could do is, oh my gosh. So that video right there is the new guy, Khalil Benson, going at it with the old guy, and the old guy is no longer here. The old guy is gone. He's transferring. He's jumped into the transfer portal. It's crazy. And the reason why I wanted to share that first is because Coach Prime ain't playing no games. All right? Coach Prime is not playing any games whatsoever. If you're a dog, you're a dog. If you can play, you can play. And if you come to Colorado to play, then Coach Prime is going to give you the opportunity to play. So there's a lot of guys that come to Colorado. There's a lot of players that have come to Colorado, and things just didn't work out for them. There's a lot of players that have gone, that's come and gone. Things just didn't work out because there's a certain level of play that Colorado is looking for, a certain level of dogness that Deion Sanders, a.k.a. Coach Prime, is looking for. Coach Prime is trying to leapfrog years. I'm going to say that again, guys. Coach Prime is trying to leapfrog years, okay? Trying to leapfrog years because he's trying to do something that hasn't been done before. Many people don't understand this. And unfortunately, they're the one that gets caught up in the whole idea of who does he think he is and why does he think the way that he thinks, and what he's done has never been done before. So let me remind you guys again. I always say that on this channel. Coach Prime is not your regular person. Let me just look at y'all as I say this. Coach Prime is not your regular coach. He's a businessman. He's a coach. He's a dad. He's a really good dad. He's a man of God. He professes his faith on and off camera. He's disciplined. He's a study person. You can't find like people can come out with all kinds of salacious things. People can say whatever salacious they want to say, but nobody comes out and say, none of his friends will come out and say, or even his enemies will say, well, that guy is not what he says he is. So what does that tell you? This guy is competitive. He wants to win. He's trying to leapfrog years. It takes 3 to 5 years to build a program to start putting a winning product on the field. In his first attempt at Colorado at the Power 5 level, it was 4-8. This time around, the second time around, he's trying to make sure that he delivers on his promise to go to the playoff. There's a lot of players that are on the team that I told y'all, your favorite player may not be here. I don't know how many of y'all believe me or whatever you want to call it. A lot of y'all may not have believed me. But I told y'all the transfer portal was going to obtain some people from the Colorado Buffaloes. Some may be your favorite player. They may not be here. And it's happening. All right? I don't know if you like Savion Washington. Dude was 6'8", 320 pounds. I remember when I first started doing these videos, when I saw 6'8", 320 pounds, and then a viral clip went up and he was like laying on people, and dude was big. And I was like, dang, Colorado got those type of players? That's what's up. Guess what? That guy did not work out at Colorado. He was a starter, played 10 games, got hurt, and that was it. This year, that guy was not a projected starter. I want to tell you why that's important. I want you to put a note on that and why that's important. That guy who was a starter, one of the big guys who was supposed to be this guy, if he was healthy, he was supposed to be one of our dogs, was not going to be starting in 2024. What does that tell you? That should send a message. If you are a true fan and you're paying attention to the data, to the information, especially if you watch this channel and you stick around here, I give you enough information to where you can understand what's going on with the players, the coaches, and everything in between, the history, everything. I give you everything here. This is the only channel where you're going to get history, past, present, future, everything. You get it here on TLP Sports Club. Everything I give you. Okay? I just dropped a video on the coaches that were on that 1-11 team, half of whom I didn't know. Like I told y'all in that video that those type of videos don't get a lot of views, but they're important for the culture, the environment, the understanding the history of this team so that you can appreciate this team more. I drop those type of videos here. So everything that I do is not necessarily for views, even though I need those views to survive. But Coach Prime is trying to do something that hasn't been done before. If you had a player like Savion Washington that's on your team, big boy, 6'8", like almost 6'9". I mean, when you're 6'8", Michael Jordan was 6'6". He's taller than Michael Jordan by 2 inches. And he's 320 pounds of now muscle, right? A human wrecking ball that if he was coming at you half speed, you don't have to be a white woman clutching your purse, okay? I'm just telling you, like, a grown black man, you know what I'm saying, in the alley would run away from a guy like that. He's too big, half speed, let alone full speed, right? That guy was not going to start this year for the Colorado Buffaloes. It should make you think as a fan. It should make you think for a second, like, But why wasn't he going to start if Harry B is so bullish on him? Why wasn't he going to start? The reason why he wasn't going to start is because there was somebody that was better than him. There was somebody that was better than him on the Colorado's team this year. That guy, somebody was better than him. So that should get you excited. Everybody that's jumping into the transfer portal are not jumping into that transfer portal because Colorado can't keep them. Or Colorado, oh my gosh, nobody wants to be here at Colorado. They're jumping to the transfer portal because they've decided that that's the best interest for themselves. And it's okay. Calm down, guys. If you're out there, you're a fan, but you're kind of like a fancy fan, right? You're a fancy fan. You're on the fence every now and then. When things start happening, you're shaking. You don't watch, obviously, you don't watch this channel enough, or you do watch this channel, but you're just that type of nervous person. Let me stop my phone. Who's calling? What do you want? You're just a nervous, you're naturally a nervous person. No matter how much facts I give you on this channel, no matter how much I tell you to relax, you're not going to relax. Thank you for keeping me employed because your nervousness gets me views, right? Because anytime I put out a video, you click on it. That's great. You and I are friends. We're best friends. We're BFFs. You are my BFF, so thank you. Some of y'all are not nervous. You just want information, which is great too, no matter what. But the nervous people keep me employed. So I need those nervous people just as much as I need the not so nervous people. Harry B, what the heck are you talking about? But Colorado is in good hands. Man, the coaching staff is good this year. Man, the coaching staff is really together this year. Those guys are having fun this year. Those guys are smiling a little harder this year. Synergy is there somehow amongst the adults. Forget about the young men, because we have we have a team that is built in such a way where it's almost like we're not going to reach synergy, 100% synergy every year. It's going to be very difficult because of our scheme that is set up at Colorado via our recruiting scheme. 40, 40, 20%. 40% graduate. That means when they graduate, they only have 2 years. 40% undergraduate, right? Undergraduate, everybody else that's not a graduate. And then you got 20% freshmen. Those guys that are coming from high school, all right? Those beasts from high school, the top echelon of high school. This is D1 football we're talking about. Leave Coach Prime out of it. Doesn't matter whether you like him or not, or they can't recruit. We get the top at the D1 level. We're only going to get the top people. That's it. Okay, the best of the best. If not the best, then the next guy up. All right. This is D1. So that's how we do it. It's 40, 40, 20. I'm doing a lot of educating because I want you to understand that we have a lot of constituents, people who are BWBs, bandwagon buffs. What does bandwagon buff mean? It means that a lot of people are here for Deion Sanders, aka Coach Prime. They're not necessarily football people. They're not entrenched into football. They don't have that football talk. They're going to talk more like, oh, what are you guys talking about? Everything's going to be fine. Coach Prime is a good leader. Kind of like, the tennis channel, that kind of guy. But I'm not saying he don't know football. I'm just saying you're going to we have a lot of those type of people around here. So they're not necessarily football people. They're just here along for the ride for Coach Prime. That's their guy. And they're going to ride for him. Ride or die. Let's go. They're going to get up in your ear. You know what I'm saying? They're going to get up in your ear if you say something greasy. Coach Prime's people are gangsters, okay? And YouTube, I mean that in the most not so gangster way. Coach Prime people are nothing to mess with, just like Wu-Tang. Coach Prime people ain't nothing to with, okay? So understand that dynamic. So I do a lot of education on my channel. So I want you guys to understand and put things into perspective when you are getting a lot of breaking news everywhere, okay? Everybody's breaking news. So Harry B has to come on here. TLP Sports Club got to go live and bring some calm to the storm. All right? It's okay. Go watch the video that I just dropped right before this live. It says breaking news everywhere. Nobody wants to stay at Colorado? ? And then it got what's the guy name from the Fabulous Five, whatever. All right. And it got some breaking glass on there. So I try to make the simulation. I'm very creative, okay? I'm blessed. Everything is breaking news, Dre. Everything is breaking news. So that's why I wanted to talk to the fan base, the ones that are watching and listening to a lot of people who are not well informed. Their channel is mostly set up for news, and if they can be as provocative as possible, then you watch and you get that information, and your spirit is uneasy. All right. This is facts I'm telling you guys, okay? I monitor my comments, other people's comments, all right? I have AI that's bringing stuff to my attention every single day. So I know why the reason why I'm speaking like this is because of that data that I have, okay? You're not privy to that data, but I am. Just know that. So when I do videos, I'm doing it from data. There's a little bit of unrest. I'm not going to say a lot of people are uneasy, but there's enough of a percentage where I needed to speak on it. And I'm one of those guys that I'm probably one of the realest channels that you're going to get when it comes to Colorado football. So make sure you smash that subscribe button, because while I may be a little quirky and, I have my opinions, strong opinions, I'm one of the realest channels that you're going to get when it comes to Colorado football. I just am. I can't help it. Okay. If my arms are long enough, I can pat myself on the back a little bit, maybe a lot of bit. But yeah, Colorado is good. Colorado has some things in the works that's going to make you, the fan base, proud. And I need to say that. You're going to be proud of Coach Prime, the product that he puts on the field this year. I need to stop drinking when I'm drinking, not drinking. Like, I need to stop drinking when I'm doing these lives, because I'll be burpy. You're going to be proud of Coach Prime and what he puts on the table this year, on the field this year. Last year, the expectations were not met. This year, I believe he's going to exceed the expectations. And you should be proud of that. You should be proud that Coach Prime cares enough. He knows what you're thinking. He knows he's always 10 steps ahead of us, okay? He knows what we're thinking, and he knows what the team needs. We've talked about it extensively here. We need linebackers. We need edge rushers. We need everybody, okay? We need everybody. We need more linemen. Like, come on. We need DEPTH on that line, both on the offensive side and the defensive side. We need some fat boys, some of these fat, greasy, breathing hard type of guys that can get into shape and just stop someone. We need more of those type of guys, okay? But Coach Prime knows that. He knows that, and he understands that. And he's going to deliver that to you. So in order for you to do that, right, sometimes in order for life to come, something has to die. Don't get too deep on them, Harry B. In order for new life to come, you got to shed some old skin. Okay? This is not the after party where I go too deep, right? We can go as deep as we want. I stay on shadow waters, on a regular show. But yeah, some people got to leave, and some of them are going to be starters, and some are going to be the backups to the starters, and they're going to leave, and it's okay that they leave. Number one, you got to understand that these young men have to go somewhere where they can be useful to a team that needs them, because they're trying to further their careers outside of Colorado, but they have aspirations to go to the NFL. And Colorado is not the only football team in college. Just like you see us heavy on the transfer portal, we got to get players from that portal too. It goes both ways. Understand it, guys. It goes both ways. So while we're shopping in the transfer portal, players have to jump in that same transfer portal that we're shopping in. So what does that tell you? Imagine us being on the other side of that conversation. We're X, Y, and Z team, and BJ Green jumps into the transfer portal. Oh, he's there? Let's go get him quickly. What do we say about BJ Green? Think about it. So the players that are leaving here are the BJ Greens. That makes sense? You got to go where you need it. Colorado has other players that were going to start. They were going to be in those positions. And if you don't have that feeling that you're needed, then you get into the portal and you find somewhere where you're needed. That's what's going on, guys. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing like, oh my gosh, something going on. Like, no, that's where they're needed. They're going somewhere where they're needed. And you got to do that, especially a lot of the guys. If you watch that video that I just put out, those 7 players that are transferring, they were not projected to start, right? If you watch that video, it'll give you a lot of information. Okay? Comprende? Casey said, I'm speaking more to the haters. No, I promise you, I'm speaking to people that are actually Colorado fans. There are actual um super surfer boy 3000. What up with you? There are actual Colorado fans that are nervous. I don't know if they're nervous because they're not watching me, or they're nervous because they're watching somebody else who's misleading them. If Trust me, this is not YouTube is not the only place where information is dropping about Colorado. There are writers, there are other people that are going out there and they're dropping information. Everybody's leaving Colorado. Nobody wants to stay at Colorado. If you're a nervous fan, or if you were the type of fan, the casual fan, right? Not like the consumers of every video we put out, but the casual fans that picks up their heads every time something's going on, the breaking news fans, where they don't see anything else but breaking news, some of them are nervous. How do I know this? Is because I have data. I have AI that tells me that. They're in comments. All right. Anything that says Colorado in it, Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, Shiloh Sanders, anything that's associated with anything on the team, it comes to my phone. And there's a lot of nervous fans, and they're nervous for reasons that I just don't understand. And some of them are just naturally nervous, and because they're getting information that is not accurate information. Why does a guy that didn't play last year, who was hurt, right? Didn't play one down. Why does that guy break news when he's transferring? When other teams are transferring players, and you don't see no breaking news all over the place, they just say, hey, this player is jumping into the transfer portal. Why does Un3 or 247 Sports or any of these guys, these big writers that we know about, why are they breaking news on every Colorado player? And then when they break news, guess what us channels are going to do? We're going to go break news. But have you seen where I'm not breaking no news no more? Have you seen that? I haven't broken news on a player leaving in, like, I don't know how many videos, how many months. Bishop Frank DR Newark. Y'all are like the little brothers of New York and New Jersey. You're just Newark. It's Newkirk. I'm sorry, I said Newark. It's Newkirk. Sorry. Competitive depth is being built by fire. Salute. I said Newkirk, not Newark. I have my public school dyslexia just stepped in there. So yeah, Yardman, what you talking about, Yardman? So yeah, so players are jumping into that transfer portal for a specific reason, and I wanted to I just wanted to take this time to calm the people that are a little, skeptical, that are a little shaken, like, especially if your favorite YouTuber, right, is breaking news every hour and telling you, oh my gosh, we lost another one, or breaking news, Colorado is bleeding. Colorado's bleeding players, I mean, there are YouTubers that are just gonna do those type of things. But subscribe already, like, for real. Subscribe already, because you've seen enough of my videos, and you know that I'm legit here. For some odd reason, you decided for yourself that I'm not, like, you don't like me for. You can name the reason. I said something you don't like. So everybody that you like have never said anything you don't like. So you don't like me for whatever reason. I just said that one thing you don't like. So now that's it. But nobody in your life that you associate with have ever said anything you don't like, right? That YouTuber you do support has never said anything you don't like, but you still like them. You still subscribing to them. It is what it is, brother. Yo. All right, guys, let's talk about it. Let me bring some guys on. Let's talk, man. Let me email myself. Give me a second. What is this thing? So there are a few pieces in the transfer portal that I think we should pay attention to. All right. A few pieces in that transfer portal that Colorado needs to pay attention to. And I want to share that with you because that's what we do around here. We give you information that's pertinent to the situation. All right. This information is now then going to be taken by you, and you're going to be able to make an informed decision not to panic. That's what we do. Stop panicking, bro. We're going to be good. Colorado's good. Don't worry. Don't listen to anybody who comes with the guise of, I'm just keeping it real. You can listen to the butters, but don't listen to the people that say, I'm just keeping it real. Those people, they're usually not the right people to listen to. Sometimes they keep it way too real for me. Like they keep it way too real. Sometimes I can't, even with those guys. I can't. Like, I'm like, but nothing you've done or said has kept it real for me. So I don't get it. Anyway. All right, guys, let's go over this information. Some of y'all got to go. I get it. You don't like all this ranting and raving and stuff? Let me give you some information. All right. The spring window runs for 2 weeks through Tuesday, April 30th. Okay. So that's information right there. For that alone, that information alone should give me a subscribe. Or do y'all think that's worth subscribing? The spring window runs for 2 weeks through Tuesday, April 30th. Initially, the NCAA set the spring transfer window to open May 1st, but the NCAA later amended it to trigger in April. Teams are allowed to host recruits on visits throughout the spring window since it's a contact period. Okay, that's when they can contact the students. The winter window rules were for far stricter in that regard. 15 of the 30 days the portal was open in the winter were dead, which means schools were not allowed to make in-person recruiting contacts. Okay, guys? Keep that in mind. Here are some of the players, guys. Let's look at some of these players that are available in the transfer portal. Now, you guys can tell me whether we're going to be able to get some of them or not. That's neither here nor there. I just wanted to make that point. This information that I'm giving you is not to say that Colorado is going to get all of these players. That's not why I'm giving you this information. The reason why I'm giving you this information is because this is the transfer portal window, and this is a transfer portal video. So this information is going to give you insight into who's available, so that you can then take that information, and then if we land one of these guys, you already say, look, man, TLP already told me y'all late. Okay. Here's a glance at the best available players in the college football transfer portal spring window. Oh, wait, did I put on my broadcast voice without telling y'all? My bad. Caden Proctor, offensive tackle, Iowa. Does he know Kalen? Somebody should call Kalen. Kalen, hey, can you get us Proctor? All right. His transfer grade, 99. A 5-star freshman last season for Alabama who entered the portal and landed at his native Iowa earlier this offseason. Is back on the market. Proctor started every game at left tackle for Alabama last season. The former 5-star signee, a Des Moines, guys, I'm reading out loud, please. I'm not American. He's a Des Moines native, earned true freshman All-American honors, and helped the Crimson Tide reach the everything with a C is the Colorado for me, okay? I'm so biased. The college football playoffs. He's expected to transfer from Iowa back to Alabama per 247 Sports. Okay, so we done got that one. Damian Martinez, running back. We don't need that. I'm just gonna give you the guys that I think we can use. Condra Lambert, wide receiver, Penn State. We don't need no wide receivers. I'm good. Jacob Matthews, safety, Texas A&M. I mean, are we having safety issues, guys? You guys let me know. Phil So Real, welcome to the show, brother. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate you always calling in and helping me out, man. How you doing?
And no problem, man. All is well, man. I'm traveling for work. You got rid of some stuff early, so I got some free time, and I saw you was on, so I was like, cool, let's do it. I didn't get to join last night, so I'm happy to be on now.
Man, you know I appreciate you, brother. Do you think we need a safety? Yes or no?
So I'm gonna say this: this Jacobs kid, excuse me, Mathis kid, um,
Hmm.
he from my understanding, he was really good coming out of high school. He was a 5-star kid. There was some issues going on at Texas A&M, and M, and he decided to leave. So, uh, just based off of his talent and the fact that he will have 3 more years of eligibility, I would definitely go after him if I thought I had an opportunity to get him. If I'm Colorado,
That's a good point because Shiloh's leaving, right? So 3 years
yeah,
of eligibility gives us what,
yeah.
2 years with him? About 2 years with him?
Yeah. Shiloh's leaving. Obviously,
Hmm.
Travis is leaving after this year. Um, you got a couple of other guys that are seniors this year in the
Well, we're talking
secondary.
about
So why
safeties
not?
now. So we're talking about safeties.
I know, but when I say secondary, like that still matters because as we've seen, the Hodges kid, Preston Hodges, that came in, he was initially
Mm,
listed as a safety, but now we're hearing that he's playing some cornerback. So a guy like this, um, yes, he's listed as a safety, but he may be able to come in and be your nickel cornerback, and
mm,
kind of be your slot guy. And a lot of times, those are those hybrid guys that are in between cornerback and safety. Now, I'm not sure
yeah.
if he's more your traditional safety or not. But look, man, if he's good, you'll find a way to get him on the field. Is how I look at it.
That's true. This is a dog. They'll find a way to put him in.
Right.
And speaking of putting him in, let's put DC Carson in. DC Carson, you're in, man. Coaches let you in. Welcome to the show, brother. Welcome. Appreciate you.
What's up, Harry? Phil,
What up?
Phil the philosopher. How's the chat doing? Hope everybody is well. Yes, I'm bringing all kind of butter up in this bad boy. I'm bringing the
That's
Irish
right.
cream. So it is what it is. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. So yeah, I mean, I think Phil makes a good point about maybe we don't use him as safety this year, or he comes in and if he comes in and then fights for his job and takes somebody's job, that'll be a good thing. So because Shiloh's leaving, cornerback. Ooh, this is a good one here. How many years he got? Let me see. Arizona cornerback Takario Davis entered the transfer portal in late January as the wave of departures out of Tucson began following Jet Fisher's departure to Washington. However, initial reports indicate he was still with the Wildcats ahead of the start spring practice. As of Tuesday, he remains a free agent. The 6'4". I just want to see how many years he got left. Did it tell me? No. Soon to be soon to be junior. There we go. 6'4", 195 pounds, soon to be junior. How many years is that? Just one, right? He would just have a 1 1/4,
Well, if he's about to be a junior, then that means he has his junior year and his senior year.
and
Uh,
possibly
um,
grad, right?
yeah, and possibly that COVID year. Depending on when he started, because he could be a red shirt, but it doesn't say specifically.
Mm.
But he will at least have 2 years for sure.
Okay, 2 years, two and a possible because of grad, right? Because if he played
Yeah, two and a
spades,
possible. Yeah, two and a
two,
possible.
two and a possible. All right, so this is somebody we can go after with a 92 grade or the transfer grade of 92. Y'all know about these grades, right? These grades are pretty high, right? If you get a 92, that's
Yeah.
a
Yeah, and
that's
I
a
just
pretty.
want to point out real quick, the kid Caden Proctor, the first one that you showed that transferred from Alabama to Iowa,
Mm-hmm.
he's already said he's actually transferring back to Alabama. That was a whole circus when Saban left. He went to Iowa, and they were interviewing him at a basketball game, and basically he was saying Iowa kept in contact with him during the whole season, basically saying he
Mm.
was getting tampered with. Uh, and then he ended up going back into the portal before the spring practice started, and now
Yeah,
all signs are saying that he's going back to Alabama.
that's what I said in the opening. Like,
Mm,
before you put your name into that transfer portal, ain't no school supposed to contact you, but
right,
there are ways. Okay,
right.
teams and recruiters are going to find ways to contact these young men because how do they? How do you put your name into the transfer portal and say non-contact? That means you already know where you're going.
Pretty
And how does
much.
how does that work? How can you know where you're going if you haven't talked to nobody? It's a little fishy there, okay?
Yeah,
It's a little fishy.
yeah, it's kind of grimy out there. I can't lie.
It's a nasty game out there, bruh. Nasty game. DC Carson, why you so quiet, brother? All right, so
I'm
this
just
is an
sitting here
open.
kind of listening to you
It's a
guys have the discussion, and
it's an
just
open
like,
conversation, brother.
well, Phil was right. I mean, Phil was sitting there saying that, Proctor got out into the portal thinking there was the greener grasses, and then decided, nah, I want to come back to Bama. I mean, like, I think that when you're talking about this kid right here, I guess my thing is, well, he's still, if he's still part of spring practice, the Arizona kids, Carl Davis, that would lead me to believe he's more inclined to stay there than necessarily leave.
Mm.
But that doesn't mean that Colorado can't target him.
But no, I think the article was saying that they thought he was going to end up transferring with his coach, but he's still at the program in Arizona. But now he's officially in the portal. That's how I read it. So I don't think he's actually practicing and in the portal at the same time.
Okay, so I could see. Right. I mean, I think that probably would be a good one to go after, but can we just ask that question? Is this a need or a want? Because it looks more like a need to me than a want for Colorado.
Well, a cornerback, if we're talking about cornerback, you got to think about the fact that Travis is gone after this year, right? So we got to start thinking forward than just like immediate need, right?
But this guy's not going to come. A guy at 90, but a guy as a 92 grade is not going to come sit on your bench and get in the rotation. He's going to want to be your primary guy with 2 years left, because even if this year, if he does well, that can make him eligible for that NFL draft if he has a good year. So that would be the thing of what would be his advantage, and what would be advantageous to him is to go to Colorado and kind of get in that rotation, or be somewhere where he knows he's got a higher percentage to start.
Well, you got DJ McKinney, you got Preston Hodge. Travis is the number one player right now in the country, so you're not going to replace him. But if you feel like you that dog, you already been watching my videos, or you've been watching Well-Off Media or whatever, and you're like, dang, they got Preston Hodge, they got DJ McKinney, but those dudes, I don't see anything in those dudes where I feel like they're about that life. So I think I can take them. Then that's the reason why you will come here. You will come here because you be like, yo, that one of those corner spots is mine. And I know I can get those dudes. And you already seen footage of them. Nobody else is showing footage, but we're showing footage. So the recruits have a high advantage over other recruits when as far as it comes to Colorado, because Colorado has tape. That's why you see that's why you see certain players on Twitter talking about they want their practice day. I can't say that with a straight face.
But no, that's common though. Like I know that's the joke, but that is common, because you remember when Deion first got to Colorado, there were a lot of guys saying that they weren't willing to give their practice footage away. Well, unfortunately, if you're not able to start, all you can do is put good practice film out there. So there have been a few guys, and I always use Bama as the example, but I follow them as closely, if not closer, than how you follow CU. So I can only use it as a point of reference. But there have been a few guys that have been able to use their tape and to get them, and that gets them an opportunity to go to another school. Now, most of the time, these guys are not going to another, Power 5 conference, but at the very least, it gives them an opportunity to maybe go to an FCS school, like, maybe a smaller school, but at least they're able to actually play instead of just going to Alabama. Yeah, you may get a ring, you riding the bench, but some guys actually want to play and try to earn a ring too. So you just got to keep that in mind.
A ring is a conversational piece when you know you're not going to the NFL. Like, you can talk to somebody in your cubicle, you know what I'm saying, especially a hot girl that you're trying to like court. You can be like, yo, I won a ring in college. I was you could be like an Al Bundy. You scored 3 touchdowns. And, was it 4 touchdowns?
Hey, that's a great reference. That is a great reference, man. Poke high,
like,
poke high, baby.
It's a great conversational piece, because 95% of these guys are not going. So you want some memorabilia. You want something to be able to talk about. So I don't care if I get it from Alabama sitting on the bench or not. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know how many people got rings from LeBron James? You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, but let's bring on Tennis Channel, because he's been waiting in the green room. Tennis Channel, Willie, man, what's up with you? Welcome to the show, brother. Thank you for calling in.
Hey man, glad to be here, guys. How you fellas doing?
Doing
I'm
well,
doing
doing
good. I don't
well.
know about the other guys.
Doing good,
All
bro.
right. Yeah, I heard you call my name, man. You
Yeah,
mentioned me
because
earlier.
you, I'm
I
gonna
said,
be
oh
using
yeah,
as a reference because you the softy around here, man.
I need to
You're that
get my
warm and fuzzy guy.
I need to get my own show and just call it warm and fuzzy.
That's what it is. Look, I would subscribe and I'll come on there and give you a hard time. But listen, we
Listen,
got let me drop this email one more time, guys. If you are a
uh,
newcomer, you've been listening and you've heard Willie, you've heard Phil, DC. You're like, yo, I can talk better than those guys. I got information. Then come on the show and let us know. Join TLP live at gmail.com is the email, guys. Join TLP live at gmail is the email. You email me, I send you a link. Hey man, you can always use that email if you want to get at me. A lot of these guys send me information with that email, so I don't spam you or anything like that. We just use it for business. You can ask these guys. I never send them email unless they contact me or something. But let's go through this list. We're gonna get a little bit of commentary. It's an open conversation, guys. So just chime in as I go through the list. Just chime in, put in your 2 cents as we go through. We got Kelly. I'm just gonna call him Kelly because he got some type of weird name, weird first name, like Jalik or whatever. Kelly, Miami Edge. What are the probabilities that we get a guy like this? He's a transfer grade of number 91. Miami Edge, Kelly is the top-rated edge rusher available in the portal. And for you guys who don't know, who don't follow this channel, we do have a few edge rushers, but we could use just one more, especially if this is the top available edge rusher for the spring cycle and should command much attention given his position of need. Per Inside the U, Kelly played in 4 games in 2023. Wow, 4 games. Totaling 8 tackles and 1 tackle for loss, according to Pro Football Focus. Kelly generated 6 quarterback pressures in 131 defensive snaps last year. His season was cut short due to injury. Oh, okay. Kelly signed with Miami in the 2022 recruiting class and was one of the gems of Mario Cristobal's transition class, ranking as the number 87 overall player in the country, according to 247 Sports. Need or not need?
Uh, I'll say need. I'll say need.
Uh, I would say put pressure on the other players if you're gonna put because you got to remember if you can come in there and you're not guaranteed the starting position, but you're gonna have to earn it. So to put pressure on the other players, if he wants to hang around CU, I said, let him come on in. If not only, you know, everybody wants to start. So if you're gonna if you're gonna come in there, you got to come in there ready, with the mindset of a starter. Or if you do that, whoever's in front of you or already there, you're putting pressure on them because you got to come and ball out. The way CU is set up now, you got to come there ready to ball. Because if not, you're going to find you another house.
So I understand this real life question. Honest question, Harry. Do y'all really think, right? CU can get one of the top players, top porter players. Now, those type of questions are the type of things that the reason why I kind of spaz sometimes is because when somebody asks, even though they say honest question, and then they said, do y'all really think? It's almost as if we are not capable of getting the top players. But if I'm not reading anything into it and I just want to take your honest question part of it, hell yeah. Stop playing with me, man. Heck yeah,
I
why
mean,
not?
let's be honest. There is like a level of being condescending asking a question like that because I've asked
Of
questions like
course.
that on here before, and I knew I was being condescending. But even if I just I know it's real life that asked the question, but I got to
Thanks
keep it
for your
real too.
honesty.
No, but okay, but I will try to answer the question as honestly as I possibly can without being any bias. I think if you look at the fact that Dion was able to bring in a Jordan Seaton, was able to bring in a Kamani, was able to bring in a Travis Hunter, he very well could bring in one of the top portal guys. But I do
Yeah.
think, but
Like, what are
I
these
do
guys?
think
91, 93 that we can't get them? Like, what are you talking
right.
about?
But I do think guys are going to be a little bit apprehensive about going to Colorado just because they are not at this moment a proven commodity just based off of the 1 year that Dion has been there. And I know that's unfair, But not every kid that's in that transfer portal has the mindset that they want to go be a part of a program that's starting to build something special. A lot of these guys want to go somewhere ready made, try to win a championship, get that NIL money, get that collective money, and possibly get to the league. And I don't know if right now CU can give them all of those in totality. Right now, I don't think they can.
But
And
Phil, for real,
when you say
Phil,
all of
Phil,
those, what do
Phil,
you mean
for
all
real.
of those? All of those
I,
what?
I don't think they give them an honest chance to win a national championship. I don't think they have the same backing as and funding that other schools do with the collectives. Because I know the conversation last night was about NIL, and you got to be careful with using the word NIL when a lot of kids are making money off of collectives because NIL they only get so much real money. And then the championship factor. I don't look at CU as a true contender for a national championship this year. So that's why I say I don't think Colorado can give them all of those factors in totality right now.
But isn't it suffice to
But
say that if you are into the spring transfer portal, that your aspirations to be on a national championship team shall be I would say a little bit of a pipe dream, right? Because this is spring portal. If you were that dude, somebody would have got you, right? Or you would have been on the team already, right? So I'm not looking at these guys as national championship pedigree type dudes because you're in the spring portal. Like, let's just be frank.
Well, I can understand their argument. I can understand their logic, but there are guys that will go into the portal that will be a key factor in teams winning their conference championship and national championship.
I
would
mean,
they
yeah.
necessarily be starters though? Would they necessarily be starters?
I
Well, I
think
mean,
in
these
most
these
situations
numbers
they
these
will.
numbers say yeah. So to answer your question, Willie, these numbers would say yeah. These high numbers are saying yes, they could be starters. But the question is, or team like you would like literally have to go to a team that is in desperate need of an edge or in desperate need of a cornerback. You know what I'm saying? So, but at this point, a lot of teams are already settled on their starters. So for you to get these guys and then use the argument that we may not be able to get these guys because they're looking for some national pedigree team and stuff like that. I I'm like, come on now, like let's be frank. You would be lucky to get Colorado at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like let's not always put Colorado down because we are the laughing stock, right? Let's get rid of the clown emojis and look at Colorado with a real eye and say some of these guys would definitely be lucky to get a Colorado at this point. Seriously.
But then now that brings the question is that if we're going to say that, then we got to drop the dog monikers that we keep throwing around, saying that, all right, we're going to get rid of these people because they were soft, they was trash. One person said he was coming to take his job, and that and again, you hadn't seen that person suit up in a Colorado uniform and get out on that field and dominate. You've just seen some things that have happened in the past. So my thing is that if we're saying that, then maybe it's safe to say is that what you're having right now in the portal at this period is depth players that are moving, not starters necessarily, but the bulk amount of it is depth players. So if you're looking at depth, are these the higher depth, which means this person is maybe a strong 2, or are they a weak 2, strong 3rd string player? And that's kind of what I'm sitting there saying is that we can't have if we're going to say those things, we got to drop the dog talk for the spring. Because if we think about it, when Colorado fielded a team this previous season, we talked about the reason they didn't have dogs because it had a lot of spring portal players. Come on.
DC, hold on. DC,
Yes.
hold on. Why is Kwamani's mom tweeting this? Gotta be somewhere you're
no,
appreciated
dude.
and not
No.
just tolerated. God take the lead. We right behind you.
No, man. I want that dude to stay. I mean, if y'all notice this, I don't talk no crap about Cormani. I don't know. But if y'all notice, I don't talk crap about Cormani or really none of these kids, because I just seen them kids get on sometimes on these campuses and they struggle. I hope that's not the case, but if it's the case, I wish him well. And if he needs help, hopefully he gets it. Good God, that would be crazy though.
So,
Did Cormani jump into the portal?
I haven't seen any reports.
No, we haven't heard
yet.
anything, so we can't say anything. Let's wait till we hear something.
But okay,
minutes ago, Kaisha, I follow her on Twitter. That's Kwamani's mom. It's got to be somewhere where you're appreciated and not just tolerated. God take the lead. We right behind you. I got to share that, guys.
Can I say this?
Okay.
This is why I don't like when some parents get involved with stuff going on with their kids, man. Like, and it could very well have nothing to do with Kwamani, right? Like, she might be having a boyfriend or husband trouble or something like that, for all we know, if we're gonna be honest, right? But you have to be mindful of the perception that people are going to have when you put out a tweet like that, because all the rumors have been coming out about them. You do this the day of the transfer portal. That is concerning to me. I hope we get some answers in the near future, but
I'm gonna say this.
Right now, don't look good.
Well, I'm gonna say this and say this to all folks. There's a saying, and I heard a judge say it. It is, say it, forget it, write it, regret it. You cannot just put anything out there any kind of way, because it can get twisted to any kind of way. So if it is like, once parents get involved and stuff like that, then and I've seen it as a commander. Once parents kind of get there and start doing that thing, it really ties your hand that you don't. Even if you wanted to save somebody, you ain't able to do it because they tie your hands.
And they're much closer than
the tweet is up there. So let me just get this on tape now that the it's on the screen. Right there, you can read it for yourself. Gotta be somewhere where you're appreciated and not just tolerated. God take the lead. We right behind you. Is the tweet that was sent 43 minutes ago, according to my Twitter timeline. That's from Kwamani's mom. And by the way, I'm not stalking his mom, okay? Relax. We're content creators. We follow important people for the players so that we can get content. But yeah, but
I got comments, but I'm gonna keep them to myself.
Yeah, whatever. Y'all can do whatever. I'm a content creator.
I wouldn't say any much more on it until we hear that that Kwamani has entered the transfer. Until we hear that, yeah, I mean, she's talking in circles. Seem like, okay, what does that mean? Is he staying or is he going? Don't throw it out there and we're wondering. I'm not going to believe anything until I hear it. I mean, okay, so what does that mean? What are you saying? If I say, look, Harry, I don't like you. You know exactly what I mean. Okay, so I mean,
somebody said Kwamani is going to Oregon.
I don't.
How are people getting their information? Where are they getting that we don't have?
That's what I'm saying, dog, man. That's funny though. That's funny.
But on the flip side, on the flip side,
I want to make sure we're not getting trolls in the comments, right? Somebody said
I agree.
His locker was cleaned out. Does any Buff fan, true Buff fan that I've seen before, know any information? Like, if anybody's watching out there, you a true Buff fan, you've seen all of the well-loved videos. If you know anything, please drop it in the comments, because some of these people that are saying it, they could be trolls. I don't know, but I saw that comment and then I went to Twitter right away. When I went to Twitter, as soon as I go to Twitter, the first thing I see is I didn't search for Kwamani's mom. The first thing I see when I went to Twitter is this tweet. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm not saying, I'm not associated with Kwamani leaving, but that person said what they said Kwamani is gone. I went to Twitter and I saw this. So y'all can make whatever y'all want to make out of it.
Hey Harry, have you ever been fishing?
I'm an avid fisher. I love fishing every summer.
Okay, so you got a bass or a catfish. A hungry bass, as smart as they are, they're very intelligent. They'll wait around and see. But a hungry bass will snap at anything. Catfish, they'll snap at anything. Anything that moves, they go after it. Don't be that catfish for you. Just.
Man, what are you talking about, Willie? I'm reading the tweet right here. Why are you quoting me?
I know. Yeah. Listen, just swim around
stuff here.
That quote that there, look, that quote that there, Harry, just swim around it, look at it, see.
Remember we talked about this. This is an opinion show, so give your opinion. I know. What do you think? What do you think this tweet means? We are opinionated around here. Just understand this is content. So we talk about people that we don't know. All right, it's just the nature of YouTube and these type of shows. We read into things, whether we're wrong or we're right. It is what it is, man. That's why I treat information with, with respect. I'm not saying that Cormani is jumping. I'm just reading the tweet and then asking questions like, what is this tweet about? We don't know what that tweet is about, but let's go ahead and finish our list. I'm gonna keep that tweet on.
Hey, hold on one second, though, Harry. Hold on one second, because I think Willie done gave us a subliminal message. Willie, you be jumping in the DMs looking for catfish? I'm just messing with you. trying to snatch them catfish. They bought anything.
I love catfish, brother. I love me some catfish. Oh, dude.
Willie done taught me something new today.
You guys are something else, boy. Let me minimize this thing and go to. Let me put my screen back up. Give me a second, guys. Let me get my screen back up. All right. Okay, that is interesting.
Yeah, at the very least, it's interesting for sure.
Yeah, if anything, that's interesting. Like, you gotta, if you are a fan and you've seen what's transpired over the weeks and the months, and how Cormani's not getting no playing time, he's not on the team practicing, and then he comes back, he's on the sideline with people.
Now hold on one second. Hold on one second. I just want to say this, just culturally. Y'all know when the Black Mama is speaking out publicly and got God and Jesus in it and then speaking so passively, you know something about to go down. Just keep it real.
No, like that. Look, facts. 100. That's 100 right there. If somebody got a 100 emoji, put that up, because ain't no Black Mama gonna be out there talking about you got to go somewhere where you appreciate it, not tolerate it. Like, who's she saying that for? Where's she going? Why is Mama tweeting that? Come on now.
Something going on here.
Something is going on. Like, stop playing with me, bro. Something is going on. Anyway, let's get back to our list. We were interrupted with breaking news. We were just interrupted with breaking news. Everybody, please hit that like button, or at least 10 of y'all hit that like button, and maybe one of y'all put it on your Facebook page that we are live. Then, you know what I'm saying, at least we'll get the algorithm to do that shimmy. You understand what I'm saying? Anyways, let's keep it going. All right, so let me give you this information because we got to end this show exactly at 3:30. Okay, we got about 15 more minutes or 14 more minutes. Let's go. We got a center. Do we need a center?
As of right now, it doesn't seem like you need one. You got the Yakara Walker kid. You got Tyler practicing at center as well, and then you got the Cash kid out of IMG that came over with Seaton. So I don't think you necessarily need one right now.
All right, so we're gonna say this is a pass. He's an 89 grade. Tight end. Ooh, you know I'm gonna read this one. Boy, we had two tight ends for the whole daggone spring. Stop playing with me. This is Eli Stowers, tight end, New Mexico State. He's a grade of 89, a former quarterback at Stop playing with me, bro. He's a former quarterback at Texas A&M. Eli Towers transferred to New Mexico State, where he planned to play under center, but found more playing time at the tight end spot. Stowers did not make a 2022 impact at Texas A&M, despite some turmoil at the quarterback position. Hayes King entered the year as Texas A&M starter, but was eventually replaced by LSU transfer Max Johnson. Both of those guys are no longer with the Aggies. Johnson suffered a season-ending injury against Mississippi State, and King re-entered the game. King went out with an injury against South Carolina, causing the Aggies to turn to true freshman Connor Waitman over Stowers. We need tight ends. What you guys think? Quickly.
He's one of the guys that started off as a quarterback, ended up going to tight end. I don't know if Deion is going to want to have a guy that's kind of like a tweener. Don't know exactly what he's going to be. They need some guys that can actually block too, because Harrison last year was not able to help out on some of those blitzes coming off the end. So I don't know if this is the specific tight end that you want to go for, but if they did have other tight ends available, I would look into that position.
Well, no. I mean, if he has the body type, it sounds like he likes to hit, so he don't mind. Sound like he don't mind hitting you and stuff like that. But my concern Is he injury prone? Sound like, did he have a lot of injuries or something, Harry?
No, I think it was saying that somebody
It's
before in front of him got hurt.
right. It was
They're
just
saying that
yeah.
Max Johnson got hurt, and
Okay.
he ended up not getting the starting job. Somebody else got it, and then he transferred and then moved to the tight end position.
I would say you
I mean,
don't want to take that guy because part of that is because think about this. If you having that with the 40-40-20, y'all think about it. CU's not really you don't have the process to necessarily develop players when you do that. So why would that person come there and you're taking somebody in the spring, which is certainly not a developmental project? You want to have people that are going to be able to, you can install the offense and defense in the fall so that people are playing ready. They're just basically getting system ready. I think you bypass.
I would say to push back a little bit, a percentage of pushback. Your statement is a little bit absolute, and I wouldn't say so absolutely, but I do understand where you're saying that Colorado does not have a developmental program, but Colorado does have a developmental program. But I guess on that aspect, you have to understand what year are we getting him at. You feel me? Then we can kind of have a true, honest conversation about his development. You see what I'm saying? If he's a first or second year guy, maybe, but Colorado does develop players. We with players, if it's a 1 year guy, then obviously you're right. But
Hey Harry, if you
yeah,
don't mind, check your Twitter DM. There's a post that Kermani posted on Instagram. It basically just a picture of him in the car with a caption that says "Fool me once, it'll be the fool on me."
I saw that. That's on that
Yeah,
same page, but I didn't
yeah,
know that was him.
yeah. That's him. I don't know what he got going on with his hair, but yeah, that's him. And now I'm also seeing something else from a guy, Polk Way, saying receiving word. Former 5-star Commander McClain is set to enter the transfer portal. Teams I'd look out for Kermani to land USC, Utah, LSU, South Carolina, Louisville, and USF. So I'm not saying that this is a credible source, but I'm saying, I
You
mean,
talking about this?
it's starting to get some traction at the very least.
Boy. Boy, I need to get up. I need to get off here and go make a breaking news video. Like, y'all hold me up. This is not what? Okay.
You
Can I
came
say
on at the
something?
right time. You came
I
on at the
did,
right time.
but people
Can
don't
I,
get to this part of the video. Like, if there's breaking news with Komani leaving, I need to be on a video breaking that news. This is crazy. I need to
can,
change that thumbnail that says Komani is leaving. Breaking news.
can
Dang,
I
bro.
make an honest can I give an honest opinion about that?
So does that mean you've been
No,
lying
we
to us
want
the rest of
lies.
this
We
time?
want lies, Willie. Give us
Yeah,
lies.
I'm only looking for
I'm
lies.
messing with
I ain't
you.
looking for
Give an honest
nothing honest
opinion
around
about
here.
And if Kamani leaves, and quote me on this, it's only an opinion. If Kamani leaves, that's gonna be the worst mistake of his life because he's leaving one of the best.
Whoa, calm
To
down,
go. Well, listen. To go where?
Lord.
This ain't the
To
warm and
go
fuzzy, so I like this. I like
where?
this.
No,
Keep talking.
no. This isn't. You're leaving the best in the business to go where? They always told me every problem can work out. For every problem, there's an answer. If you leave, you'll never get the answer that you really could have gotten. Okay? If he leaves CU, that's gonna be the worst mistake of his life. Now people say, well, God told me to do this. We'll see. See, I've learned to
Wait
wait
a minute,
on.
wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute now, wait a minute now, wait a minute now. But when Dion says, God called me collect and I had the answer, you believe him. But why, if Carmani says that you wouldn't believe it, and now that's gonna be the worst decision of his life?
I'm
I think
glad
that's
you
what
asked
I'm
that
saying.
question.
Because he's the warm and fuzzy Dion fan.
Well, listen, no,
It only works one way.
listen. I got it, and I got an answer for that. God called. Don't. If God speak to you once, why can't He speak to you a second time?
Wait, what?
If I
Okay,
heard God the first time,
that's my point though.
I
How do
make
you
a
know
move
God
on
is
it,
not speak? But how do you know God is not speaking to Carmani though?
I
If
didn't
he's
even
if
bring. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just asking, like, how do you know that's not what's in the cards for him? I think I'm gonna be warm and fuzzy. You know what I'm saying? Everything happens for a reason. Everything finds a water always finds its level. So maybe him leaving is the best thing to happen to him. Maybe he had to go through his freshman year and overcome not being able to play, getting called out for not studying practice film, and now he has an opportunity to take everything he's learned at Colorado with Dion and go somewhere else and become a more productive citizen and a more productive player, a more productive man, a more productive student. Who's to say that's not in the cards for him?
Your opinion is well taken, and that could possibly be true. I agree with you on that. But like I said, well, what did we just say? It is
Yeah, man, we gotta be
only
careful,
an
man.
opinion.
Really, we gotta be careful when we talk like that.
It is.
Like
I know. No, it's just an opinion.
Coach Prom's team is not the only team in college football. Let's just be careful when we start saying
Harry,
this is my opinion now.
Harry.
I'll let you have your opinion. Let me have mine. So I think we got to be very careful when we talk like that because we like Coach Prime. Coach Prime is not the only team and not the only coach around here, and it's okay that these young men find a place that suits them better, right? Because you start somewhere, you know. Do not despise your early or your small beginnings. You start somewhere, they're gonna give you a foundation. You can take that foundation and go somewhere else and thrive. So it's not always so detrimental that when somebody leaves Coach Prime, that's the worst decision of their life. Like we got to be very careful when we say stuff like that because these young men are listening, these parents and these moms are listening, these dads are listening, cousins and aunts and uncles are listening. So we got to be very careful when we start levying those type of words on these young people.
But
Because
Harry, why do you allow your insecurity or my confidence to mess with your insecurity? Why do you allow that?
because
That's
what
what
you're
it
speaking
sounds
is an
like.
opinion. What you're speaking is not confidence. It's an opinion, which mine was as well. If you're confident in yourself, there's a difference between you being confident in yourself and being confident that a young man is making the worst decision of his life. That's an opinion. So you're not being confident in an opinion about him. You're just giving your opinion.
well,
So
one
I'm
thing
not
I'm gonna
under no
say.
delusion that you're being confident in, and I'm interrupting your confidence. Nah.
One thing I'm gonna say right now, which I see what Willie was doing right there, was just funny. But the thing I'm gonna say is that one is, well, what if it is a development issue at that point? I'm not saying it is, but I think not being willing to have those hard conversations, Colorado fans, you gotta take a look at it because again, people think just because you are great at something that you're good at teaching it. You may be good at giving some pointers and some fundamentals, but that doesn't mean that you're teaching it because teaching involves understanding how somebody else thinks and gets them to motivate them. And I know people say, well, you got to come in ready to work. Well, sometimes I would give you my example. I was horrible at math growing up because I had great teachers that were skilled at math, but they couldn't teach me. It took me a basic teacher to teach me how to really do math. And I went from barely doing percentages and fractions to calculus and all that. When eventually I was able to allow me to fulfill my dream of being a pilot. But the other thing I want to sit here and say, if I'm a friend of Kamani's family, I'm saying, look, there's a phrase that goes crap or get off the pot. It says something else, and you got to stop all the social media and all that kind of stuff. It's like if you're going, do it gracefully. If you're gonna stay, shut up and work. That's how it works.
Hmm.
Hey,
Because hold on one second. Because now, if it continues as a leader, Coach Prime got to put him off the team because it becomes a distraction, and he does not need that. Especially think about this: you had a highly touted DB, and you're having a problem with him being coached by one of the best to ever do it as a DB. That's not a win for Dion. So they're like I said, they're gonna force his hand. Where even if it is something, he gonna have to send him packing.
I want to ask a question really quick. Do you think that the spring game being so late in the spring it could hurt? Do you think it's going to help or hurt Colorado by having that spring game so late in the transfer portal process? Because a lot of teams they had their spring game excuse me, a lot of teams had their spring game last Saturday and the Saturday before that. So now they had a chance to have all their guys there practicing and got a chance to see who they are and what they are. And now they can say, hey, this is who we need to look for in the transfer portal. Well, now with Colorado, they're still practicing while the portal is going on. And so now you got guys that are leaving. So now when you have your spring game, you can't even get a real idea of how good your team is, because if the ones are going against the twos, well, if one of your twos left, now you got to replace a two with a three. So I'm pretty sure your ones that are quote unquote dogs are going to be able to cook that person that was running with the threes. So it's just I think next year Dion should look into having his spring game a little bit earlier than the transfer portal, so they can really go after it once it happens.
Well, unfortunately, I will push back on this field. I agree with that sentiment, but with him having a late DC coming in, it kind of worked to his advantage this year. But I don't think that's going to necessarily work. And that's that thing. We don't even know if that maybe some of the things is a DC conflicts with the DC and him being an expert in it. Again, I'm not saying it is, and I agree with Willie. You don't go too deep down that road, but I do think you can have a discussion about it. However, and Harry, you know as well as I know that this fire can't last more than 24 hours. What do you think about that?
You said this what fire?
This thing going back and forth with Cormani and Cormani since he's been there, and that now you have stuff on social media which I would definitely tell folks this ain't the way to work it. That he cannot let this go 24 hours when there's a portal situation going on, because that may not work.
Why he can't?
Who's going to want to come? You got to think about that. Sometimes when you have that open conflicts like that, people may be reaching out to his side to find out. And if somebody's already in their feelings, they're probably not going to give favorable information. That's why it's that leadership thing of going, hey, if I've got a portal and I might need to replace some stuff or do some things or whatever, if people are reaching out to, hey, man, what's going on? And sometimes they don't because these kids talk. That's kind of where I'm coming from.
All right, so we're going to continue this. Y'all stay tuned. I'll be back live in like a few minutes. Let me pick up my center. I'll come back live again. We'll talk about Cormani. The thumbnail is going to change. This time it's going to be about is Cormani leaving. All right, guys.
See ya.
All
right. Peace.
I'll see y'all in a few minutes. Y'all come.
All right,
we'll be right back, guys.
All right, Harry.
All right, guys.